thank you so much for doing this interview with me and being an influential woman today.
Trying to be.
You
Trying
definitely,
to be
definitely
great.
are. So who is Komiko, and how would you describe yourself?
So I'm from Oakcliff. I
That's
think
my
you already,
hood.
yes. I I don't know why it feels like you have to say that when you're from Oakcliff. I don't know. It's just a part of you. Like I
Right.
feel like it's a part of me. It's a part of where I started at, where I grew up, and everything. And I come from two really talented and smart parents, but
Mhm.
they went through what a lot of people went through in the 80s,
Mhm.
and just weren't able to give us the life that they probably intended on, giving us or whatever. But all of that made me who I am, and now everything that they are and everything that they've been and everything is influenced me in my life. So I'm a artist. I sing. I write. I act.
Yeah, I
I
just
host.
recently heard you sing too, and I was like,
Yes, but I've been singing
where'd that come
for
from?
I've been singing forever. My mom and my dad sing, but it was more in the church. So she
And what
started putting me in
school?
the
We
church.
went to a school together. Was
I
it
went to
Skyline?
TD Marshall. We went to Skyline together.
Okay,
I,
okay, yeah. So,
so I sing, I write, I do everything. I make candles.
yes.
I
And I
make
have smelled one of your candles before because Jennifer had one, and I was like, Kamiko made this. This is dope.
I make paintings and pictures. I'm just a creative person. Like if I see something and I want to try to recreate it,
Yeah,
I feel like I can either it's gonna be my own creation or I can you put some instructions in front of me, I can make something happen.
right.
And it's usually in something that's with my hands and creative and colorful, beautiful, beauty. So that's who I am.
So you created this podcast
Right.
recently, and it's doing really well.
Thank you.
Um, and I love it. You know, I've tuned in a few times. And so, what made you create the 30 something podcast?
30 something podcast was it came off of me doing a stage play called Sisters of Freedom. And off the stage play Sisters of Freedom, I was in the show with a guy that had a podcast,
Hmm.
and we did a lot of talking while we were rehearsing and going over everything for the play. And he was like, "You have a really good personality." And some people at my job had talked to me about podcasting before, but I never really got into it. And then I had already been thinking about, like, I don't know if we got some type of kindred spirits or something like that, but like I had already thought about I wanted to do a magazine more so where you write articles about people that are doing great things or whatever.
Wow.
And it was called Color Girl Mag. It
Wow.
was gonna be like magic.
Okay.
And one of the first people was an artist named Brittany Wells. And I already did the article. I put it on Instagram and everything, but it after that, I wanted to bring together people that I thought were dope. People that I thought were cool. You already had a podcast going. I couldn't ask you. I asked, but everybody that I asked came on.
Right.
It was Drea. Drea was, and then I started thinking about, well, what could we offer? Who can I bring together that's going to offer something to the viewers?
Right.
So then I started thinking about somebody that's in law, and then somebody that's in business, somebody that's funny, somebody that's going to bring some humor, somebody that's into music.
Right.
So that's how I picked all the people. The
Okay.
guy gave me the connection for the studio that we started at. Even though we're no longer with that studio anymore.
Right.
But it just came from, it's just like you see it, and I feel like I haven't figured out exactly everything that I am or everything that I'm capable of, everything
Right.
that I'm supposed to be. You were asking me in some of your questions like about who I am, and I really feel like I'm a curator. I don't know if it's art, I don't know if it's talent, but I feel like I feel like I should be bringing together people who are talented and gifted to give their talents, to express their talents, show their talents out to the world,
Right.
even myself.
Right. Yeah, because you are very like multi-talented, and seeing you act and do things, it didn't surprise me. I was just like, wow, like this woman is like always just never ceasing to amaze me. Like,
Try something else.
yeah, and then it's always just like, you just drop it on Facebook, like, I'm in a play. I'm like, oh, okay. That's fly. Like, I gotta go see one of these, you know?
We're actually going on a tour, so that's been a real blessing. So when
That's awesome. Maybe I can see you in another city. That would be even doper.
yeah, then we're going to Shreveport, and we're going to Tyler, and then we're going to Oklahoma City. So it's like regional right now, but
so,
still.
but at first when you started, did you even know like that it would be that big for you?
No, I didn't even know. So the last play that I just did, I started out as an understudy to a lady who has done plays on Broadway, everything, Color Purple, everything. And she just somehow, the universe worked its way around to, she's not going to be doing it anymore. Now you're going to be the lead role. And it was something that I really wanted to do because I wanted to have a lead role, and I wanted to be able to sing, and I wanted to be able to act in a play.
So you manifested that, baby.
I manifested it, that's right. And that's what I also did with some friends. Like, I feel like even with people that I'm surrounding myself with now, before I never used to be as, I didn't make certain things happen, even though I saw it in my mind, like, oh, she's a dope person, that'll be somebody I feel like I could collaborate with, I could be cool with. I would just sit on it, I'd be like, oh, they're dope, they'll never say nothing to me, I won't say anything to them. But I finally found a way to work my way out of that, and out of that whole thought process.
Right. I'm kind of shy like that with people too.
I know.
It's just because I don't even know if it's like rejection. I think a lot of years I spent growing up being kind of like the oddball. So I just kind of got used to just
being that.
Yeah, just sticking to myself.
But I figured out that all my weird shit is dope. Like, it don't matter.
You know, when you get to your 30s, you're like, I'm pretty fly.
Yeah.
If I must say so myself.
I've been looking around and thinking things.
But it takes till about 30 before you feel like that. Like, I feel like in your 20s, you're still like, am I dope?
Yeah, am I?
I don't know.
Still a question.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
So you think it came with 30?
Yeah, for me it did.
But
definitely.
Some people I feel like are still.
Don't let it fool you. Oh, you need even in their 30s. So I mean, I think sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but I think when you get to a place, especially when you have children, because you start getting to this point of like, I have to give them this example. And when you're young, because I had my first child when I was 21. So when I was young, I thought I was dope, but like, I wasn't really sure of myself.
Exactly.
Like a lot of the things that I was doing, I was just real spontaneous. I was just doing it because I was like,
and
feels
it would
right.
work out, so now I feel great about myself.
Yeah, it
feels good.
You know, hey, balls to the wall, whatever.
Right.
Whatever happens, it's good. But, you know, I made a lot of mistakes. But then in my 30s, I was like, okay, my confidence has to really be there because they're
rooted.
Yeah, their confidence needs to be there. And it's like, these days I feel like it's so hard for them because we didn't have Instagram, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have MySpace, we had MySpace, but we didn't have these, the social media wasn't just like, boom, and like, this is what you're supposed to be, and this is, if you want to be liked, it has to be like this. It didn't put that type of stakes or do whatever it needed to do without such a heavy influence.
And now you judge instantly.
And it's so heavy.
It's heavy, yeah. We've learned to come like deal with it.
Yeah, and I think that's where your assuredness comes from. Like, I have to, like you said, rooted. I have to be rooted in exactly who I am, and so I can show them what unmovable looks like, and being comfortable in your weirdness, or comfortable in being an artist. Because sometimes being an artist is just way abstract. You have like thoughts that's way before everybody else, and they like, that sounds crazy, and then somebody else does it like years later, like, I told you, why you didn't support me? I was trying to do this with you. I needed your help.
I understand that. And my husband goes through that all the time. It'll even be songs, because we always like creating even like music and stuff like at home, because he's an artist just the same as me.
Really?
Even though he did stuff before he got in the military, so the military took a lot. He hate when I talk about the military. I don't even know how I mentioned it. But
why you say something about that?
I said it, whatever. It's that me and him share the same interests as far as like art and
that's beautiful,
and music and scenes and photos and movies. You know, he's a movie geek, I'm not as much, but that's one of the. Did you get to that? What you asking me that question?
I mean, we can just freestyle the interview because all this
know, but I
and
feel like
writing on the
I'm
blog.
speaking from this
Yeah.
write up too.
So I mean, but I think that that's dope because a part of it is family. Like, how have you learned to balance the two? Like having dreams and aspirations and a career, and you know, because you gotta like because we talked about it briefly before the camera started rolling about just like society and the demands that it puts on your life. Like, you know, if you could just create with the freedom to create and know that everything was taken care of, I mean, that would be a wonderful thing. But there's certain things that you have to sacrifice in order to be able to do certain things or have certain things. And then, of course, there's time with your children that have to be sacrificed as well because, you know, you've been having to do a play, now you're going on the road.
So let me tell you about the one mistake that I made,
Mm-hmm.
which I said that I don't know about you as far as how you are in your creative mind and artsy, but sometimes I'm all over the place. Mm-hmm. So I set a birthday party up for my son.
Yeah.
And then on the same day, it was my play. Party too. I was driving, like I was going to the first sound check, and then rushing to the party to be there for the candles, singing and all of that. Mm-hmm. And I felt so bad. I had to wake up early that morning to go put all the decorations up, then run to have sound check, then try to rush back to sing happy birthday and have candles, and then try to be back in time for the first show to start. So if you want to know the truth, I'm doing a horrible job. I'm doing a horrible job. And and I don't want to be like
Wait, hold on. Did you get that done though?
I did get it done,
that ain't
but
no
it was
horrible
ugly.
Job.
It was ugly.
Yeah, I bet seeing on the way, and I bet it was a few words that was on.
Yeah. Mama's did it. Right, I was so mad at myself. I was mad at myself for days.
Yeah.
Days leading up to it. So I think I even tried to go over and above. You know how you try to overcompensate for where you feel like you didn't kind of took something away, and you try to give
all the time.
Much. Yeah, so that's kind of like what his birthday turned into.
Here's a bunch of toys. Sorry. Forgive me. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, so I you don't need nothing right now. But one of the no.
You can take pictures though. Here. Why don't you take pictures while we're doing it?
One of the good things, I'm happy that you're getting it on film too. One of the good things about my children is that they're interested in the same things that I'm interested in. So, like my son Bless, he would hold the camera for me.
Right.
Like he loves to take pictures. My youngest son, he loves to take pictures. I take pictures.
Yeah,
also.
we got it. It's a family struggle.
Everybody is so like into the same thing and in tune that sometimes it's not that difficult. Other than my bad memory in my mind, bringing them to the studio to do a podcast or asking them to read over my script, my play or whatever with me, they'll do all of it and they'll enjoy it, and then they'll even do some of the, I'll even introduce them to people that I meet or try to get them involved and stuff like that. So it makes it easy to balance it when you have people who are on the same path, or it feels like you're on the same.
I think with my children, as you can see, they pretty much kind of fall in line to what you want to do because these are my biggest supporters, and they have turned into that over the years. Just that, the more I get down on myself some days, and I'm just like, man, I'm having a hard day. I can't juggle all this, and they be like, you can do it.
Aww,
come on.
That's so sweet.
What you gotta do? Write a blog? Just do it. For them, it's just do it. Like, and like they teach me a lot. Yeah. Which is just like, you can't care too much about how it's done or how it happened, or some things you just can't.
From your kids.
Yeah, and you can't control it.
So much from my kids. I learned so much about myself from my kids, even with their with the things that they're really good at, or the things that they're not so good at. Yeah. Sometimes I can see those things that maybe I try to ignore in myself in them, but I won't ignore it in them because I'm their mother. So I'm like, no, you have to correct this. And I'm thinking like, okay, well that means you need to work on you too. You need to fix you too. So
it was so funny when I found. Well, I already knew they was cussing because I've been cussing since 3rd grade on the back of the school bus. So it was funny because I was like, what kind of cuss words do y'all say? And they was like, what? We don't say curse words. Like, yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
And it was just like, but like you said, it's like you learn to get better. It's like, okay, but that's cool, but do you know what these words mean? Do you know what this is? Do you know how to have respect for this person, that person?
Adults.
And I think it's like to really build and cultivate like a friendship with them, but not like the type that's where it's like we're friends, do whatever you want to, but we're friends. I care about you enough to guide you
and try to understand you and guide you. That's
that
I'm
part.
not trying to, but I want to. I can see.
Right.
I can see. I just want to help you. Like, just let me help you.
And I think that's that good balance between where our parents were at and then where we're at now.
Right.
Because for them it was like, what I say, do it. Ain't no choices or nothing like that. With us it's like, okay, let me hear your choice. You know, these are some choices, and let me hear what your answer is. Let me hear
and
what you want.
why did you think that?
Yeah.
And let me tell you why you shouldn't. Maybe why where you're thinking or how you're thinking is going to.
Let me take you down the trail a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I love doing that with my kids.
Yeah, and I think it's building on top of the values that we were taught, but adding in something. One question that I did ask is, because you are multi-talented, and this is something that these are questions that I ask myself. So it's like, if you had one thing you just had to choose out of all of the things that you do, like, what do you feel like that would be? Like, one thing that you would want to just like be your standout in your artistry. That's hard, right?
Yeah, it's hard to bottle all of this energy up into a neat little package. Because if I would just probably go back to singing curator, but it would just make me be involved in a lot of different things. I love to sing.
So you're gonna put out an album one day then?
I thought about it. I had somebody ask me to do like an EP,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like they want a whole lot of creative control over it because it's already his song. He was like, you just have a tone, you have a voice that I really like, and I want it to be on these songs that I've already done. So I'm considering, just because I haven't had just the whole studio EP album experience, to try it. But I'm more like I want to sit like on a stool like this with a guitar behind me, maybe a little drum, and I just want to sing. It's more about like what I feel like I have to say.
So you want to do the Komiko Unplugged?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel
that.
that.
Really what I want to do.
Yeah.
What I want to do.
Yeah, I think when you're your own artist and you lived and experienced life, like, people can help you tell your story, which is great to have collaborators, but I think it's good for women to do their own thing and have complete control over it, because so many people, from my experience of being a music artist, so many people will try to control you because you're a woman. And it's just, because it's like, well, this is what's hot, this is what's out, this is what you do. And I think it's just like, men feel like that's their arena or have been their arena for so long, so it's kind of like they feel like they have it figured out. But I feel like women, like, we're very good problem solvers, and we just have these deep rooted stories that need to be told. So it needs to be told, without all these different stipulations and all this what you should be and should, because you hear this a lot from like female singers or actresses where they've kind of started young and it was so much in their ear that they couldn't really be themselves until maybe they broke away from that type of stuff. So I think you should do it.
So I guess we had to just narrow it down to one thing. I would love to sing just like that, me or to it. Just let my heart and soul just fly free. Music, like I would really love to do that.
So I'm gonna have to hold you to that then. Be checking on you. You in the studio yet? You in the studio yet?
What you doing? You doing anything?
Yeah. I mean, I hope that plays can really open that door for you. Yeah.
And then you asked me earlier, and I don't think I got back to it, but doing 30-something podcasts was to try to continue to put myself out there. Because just like I was saying before, when my husband went to the military and everything, we both went into this whole family mode, and we had moved away from Dallas. I wasn't even staying in Dallas.
Oh, wow.
And I had got away from the whole music scene. Because I used to work at Big Hit Records with like with A1 and Quinn Fives and like all of them, and I was singing. They came into Lady Foot Locker. No, it wasn't. It was Athlete's Foot in Redbird Mall, and they were getting ready for a they were getting ready for a video, and it was him and Keith Washington that played for the played football in the NFL or whatever, and he was starting a record label. So they asked me to sing this at the shoe store.
Wow.
And I sung some of Monica's song that was out at that time.
Come up, Kai.
I sung some of Monica's song that was out at that time, and he was like, "Yeah, I want you to come work with us. I want you to come sing on the album, and I want you to work for me."
Wow.
Because I was in school, so I started with that, and it was good. I was around a whole lot of creative people, but the business side of it wasn't there because they were really just some sports people with some money, and they really didn't know that it was going to take more than just some money to get them in the door. So after I got married and moved and everything, I disconnected myself from all of that because I was on the path to, singing, to doing something with that. But then when I came back, I just got so used to it just being me, my husband, my kids. But it was always something in me. It's like, you're supposed to be singing, you're supposed to be acting, you're supposed to be doing something.
Right.
So it just eventually started coming out in different ways. It started with candles. It started with corks and crafts. Just other ways to just start removing myself from the little box that I had put myself in. Or whatever. Right. And then when I saw the opportunity for 30-something podcast, I was like, if you stay, on the beat of the street or whatever, like whatever it is going on, then opportunities will eventually come.
Right.
And then from doing plays and doing other stuff, they come.
Right.
I'm just happy that I stepped outside of it because I was about to just be. Because as women, we can lose ourselves.
You can say my family.
Family
is important, and you just say, you push yourself to the back a lot. I noticed that more so when I was fixing food. I would cook all this food, then I'll fix everybody's plate first. And then I sit down and I wouldn't
even eat.
Yeah, be like, huh?
Right.
Then you gotta clean it all up. And then it's like, I gotta start putting myself first, even if I fix my plate first. And just sit down and tell everybody else, hey, it's done. Y'all go get it. Yeah, I started really realizing that how much we push ourselves to the back. And once I started kind of bringing some of the things that I wanted to do forward, I started noticing how much they actually supported me. So I think our families are waiting for us to do things. It's just us.
Right. You think it's us that's putting all of this weight on ourselves?
Yeah, because it's like if I tell you come to my house, right? If I say come, see, who created the expectation? If you come to my house and I let you stay for a week, and I tell you, oh, you a guest, you ain't gotta clean up. Don't worry about that. I'll fix your plate. You ain't gotta worry about that. And then the second week, I'm like, why you ain't picking up after yourself? Why you ain't make up your bed? Now, I'm thinking that you're supposed to be like me and say, okay, it's been a week. When you think about woman power, like, what do you think about?
Woman power. As far as like what we're capable of, that's the first thing I think of when I think of woman power. The things that we're capable of. Like, all the things that we're not expected, shown and proven to be able to do above and beyond. So I think that women are the most instrumental beings on the planet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain of it. I think that it would all just
fall apart.
I do.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be good.
And when you have sons, I think that you realize why men think the way that they think. Because you be like, I never understood it on this level. But nothing changes for real for y'all. Like, it just kind of like...
It's kind of transfer.
Yeah. It's a little different. And you can do more stuff with your muscles. But like... And so, you're right. As women, we encompass a lot of different duties. And I think they're very important duties. And that's why I wanted to interview you and want to interview other women, because I think that what we do is so powerful, and the way that we balance so many things, I think it's really good, and I think that we do it gracefully. But I also think sometimes we struggle with that, and I think it's good to show that, because sometimes I feel like in our sisterhood we don't show that vulnerability enough to where we can support each other.
I think that is so true. And so one of my favorite artists when you was like do a Komiko Unplugged is Lauryn Hill in her Unplugged album. That's my most favorite album.
And she cried and
time, girl. That's
bad.
Yeah. So one of the things that she said in there was like, people need to be honest. People need to get free.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be free. She was like, I found myself going back and telling my mama stuff that I did when I was younger, just so I could be free, so you can release yourself from all of these expectations. And by releasing yourself, then you therefore allow other people to be free too.
Right.
Now you had opportunity to be like, well, I messed up too, girl. You know what I'm saying? And now you don't have to try to hide, and you don't have to try to be something else. You can just be who you are, and then you can actually start getting to the point of where you can heal. Because as long as you hiding something, you can't never fix it. You can't never heal it. So I've been, I don't have. Okay, so since I've been a kid, I haven't met a whole lot of friends. I have one, maybe two good friends that know everything about me from when I was younger up until maybe now. But I've manifested and I've brought some people around me that I feel like are honest with me, just the same way as I am honest with them, and it allows us room to like offer advice, offer like, okay, I've been there, I'm like, that ain't nothing, like you ain't gotta feel so horrible about that. That's not that bad. People go through that all the time, but this is some things that I've, these are some things that I've done to try to get past this. So these are some ways that I've worked on myself. Maybe this is somebody that you can talk to. Maybe, so it just opens up. And I don't know if maybe that's the 30 thing too. Yeah. That allows us to be like that. For real. That's really what it is. Just like, I'm not hiding none of this no more. Right. I am who I am.
Accept it or reject it. It's okay.
Yeah, you've been liking me all this time, and I've been having all of this stuff in the background. I might as well put it out here on the table for you. Yeah. You should still love me or like me just the same, right?
I think with my most recent relationship, when we first met, that was my thought process. I'm just going to be me. I got to tell you everything about me because I just don't have the desire, the time, or anything to be playing with you. And really, my idea was like, well, if I just go ahead and put all this out there, hopefully I'll just scare you away and you leave me the hell alone. And it was just the opposite. And I thought that I was like, okay, now I have somebody that's going to love me for exactly who and what I am completely. Not like you got to find out in the like the trickling of the, it just kind of trickled on you like.
And that's what women need to know, because that's the same thing I found in my husband. Right. So for years, there's certain things that you just don't give over information. You don't get that information over to people easily. Well, he asked me some questions, and I gave him the real, honest truth about everything. And he was just like, okay, okay, that's dope that you came out and you were real about it. Now I know, and now I get to make that choice of that decision. Right. You know what I'm saying, to deal with you. I'm not saying I've always been perfect as far as being, open and honest about
that was recent.
but that did allow us to grow. So I think that women should be more open, and I try to tell my friends too, like, just go ahead and don't try to hide that. Yeah. You might as well go ahead and get it to them now.
Yeah, because you give people the opportunity to love you and your originality and your mistakes and your mess, and
you need somebody to love you through all of this.
Yeah, and sometimes it takes time to figure things out. I think a lot of times we rush into things, and I mean this last relationship, we moved really fast, and I think it was because of the open honesty that helped us to move fast. But I think it's okay too to like take things really, really slow, and because even now we've had to in this phase of where we're at, we've actually had to come back to dating each other, which is like, well,
this is what you gotta do.
Yeah, but I think that regardless
of
what it is, I think you always need to date each other. I think that's an important part of marriage.
But sometimes it's like, okay, I don't know what we've been doing, but something has kind of been lost. Yeah. And see, this is the part where you have to be honest. And this is where people don't really want to go this far and to talk about it. But these are the things that people need to know. In relationships, sometimes things get lost.
Yeah,
it can look as beautiful.
What's up? We stop.
It can
what?
look as beautiful.
We got a minute? 5 seconds? Okay. We're going to expand on this later.